Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. It is I, Captain Steve, and today, chums, I'm going to be showing you guys out there in the viewerverse how to make a byte beat. Yeah, you guys, hopefully by the end of this video, we know how to make a groovy little tune. Right, so if you don't know what I mean by byte beat, this is a byte beat library, which it has a few default ones in there that sound fairly gnarly. Here you go, let me play a few. Okay, so the last couple, the made your ears bleed, they were by me. I created those ear bleeders. Heck yes, I did. And by the end of this video, like I say, you can also create yourself an ear bleeding tune. So here we go, let's go into here. And firstly, you need to make a bass, because this is a bass part, the actual byte beat. And bass parts you get up in the Nexus from the Blueprint machine. So you are going to have to go and find yourself the byte beat up there in the Nexus. And it is under the bass construction parts. So you will be needing to get yourself some salvaged data to get this little kitty into your arsenal of buildable bits. Heck yes, so there we go. I've now claimed the bass, which is fantastic, and now I should be able to put down the actual parts for this. And let's go into the actual menu here. Firstly, I need power though, chums, so I'm going to put down some solar panels and a battery with the solar panels. So I'm going to need a heck of a lot of metal paneling. Now I could go and buy it from the Galactic Trade Terminal, but I've got a load of ferrite dust, so I'm just going to pummel the heck out of these metal platings. I'm going to grab myself 30. You are going to need the metal platings to build the actual byte beat machines as well, and some anti-gravity, well, some what is it called, antimatter. That's it, not anti-gravity, antimatter. There we go, let's put those down there. Lovely. I think I only need about 3 of them. There's not much daylight left, the sun is setting, so let's get this battery hooked up quickly, but I might have to put a biofuel reactor on it if the sun goes down before the battery gets any juice in it. Let's just get these solar panels hooked up really quickly so I can get some power in that battery while I'm doing the next stage. There we go. But yeah, like I say, not much sun left. Brilliant, we've got that down. Now I can put in my byte beat machine, which is found over here. And let's press on up into this menu and then into this one, and there's the byte beat there. It looks like a little robot face anyway. It's quite a cute little thing, isn't it? So I'm going to stick one there. Now I like to change the colour of mine. I like to have different colours for different things. It's like the actual beat, the actual bass line, if you want to call it the bass line, all the drums and things I usually do as red, and then sort of like the yellows I go as like the melody type thing, which is quite cool. But yeah, up to you. But that's just me. I just like to have it spaced out. There we go, there's the antimatter. I need to craft a load of antimatter, so I get 5. You only need 1 per byte beat, so it's not too bad, but you only need 50 gold for each of these, and also a lot of gold to make the solar panels. So yeah, there's quite a lot of resources involved in making your own little discotheque. Sweet. Oh, that's not going to go there. I've run out of space. Fudge and biscuits. Well, it's okay. I can put them over. Oh no, I can't put it there either. I'll have to put it here, which is cool. It doesn't matter. You can link all these together with a byte beat cable, so you don't have to have them all touching for them to actually be in unison. You could hide them. You could just have one jazzy little box on show, and then the rest you could sort of just hide somewhere else. So here we go. I'm linking them together with power cables at the moment, chums, and I need to hook them into here. There we go. That's a bit odd. Only one's playing. I must have missed a power cable. We'll come back to power cables in a minute. Now the byte beat cable is a purpley colour. It's this one here, and you have to link that to the notes. Okay, so just like you do with the power to the electric symbols, you have to join these ones with the music symbols, and then that sort of links them all together. Right, okay, now I missed one power cable out, so I'm going to go back to the power cable and link up the power, but when I do, this is going to come up with a default tune for each of these. Sometimes you're super lucky and the default tune is freaking banging, but no, that is a hideous mess. So if I go into this byte beat over here, they have added these handy dandy little buttons that you can just turn off all the noise. Heck yes. I'm going to go round and I'm going to turn off the noise on all of these machines, just like I did there. So let's go on to the yellow one. Oops, it's gone back onto the first one. Fudge. Okay, here we go. Let's try that again. and I can just turn that off up there. Boom, boom. Now you can use the ear roll button at the top to only hear the one if you want to. So that's another thing that you can do, but I'm just going to turn these off. There we are. And there we are. That's sounding a little bit better already, but I want to start afresh. So I'm going to wipe them all out. So here we go. Let's do the same again. And done, dilly done. Yeah, that's silenced you. Just you left to go. Let's go to here. And let's turn that one off too. Brilliant! We now have a blank canvas. I'm going to start with the red one. Like I said, I usually use the red one for the beat, or the drum beats. So at the bottom, you've got your pattern synchronizer when it comes to the actual beats. And this top area is more for the melody. So here we go. I'm going to turn the beats per second down to 100 beats per second. There we go. Or 100 beats per minute, I should say, not a second. That'd be insane. Yeah, BPM, beats per minute. That's what that stands for. And let's just put in a monotonous pattern for a second. Now, monotonous patterns are okay, but I'm going to mix it up a bit. That sounds a little bit better. You see that? Sometimes less is more, and sometimes more is more. And this thing is weird. If you turn it up, it actually goes down when it comes to the byte, the actual beat. So if you put it all the way to the bottom, your drum beats will be louder. If you put it all the way to the top, your melody will be louder. If you got it in the middle, it should be an equal balance. So on the actual beat, I like to turn it all the way down to the bottom, which means that my drum beats are going to be a lot louder and harder hitting. You can see here I'm scrolling through all the different beat samples that there are when it comes to the kick drum. Awesome, so you can make this sound super bassy if you want. They've added some new ones in here, and I must say, some of them are frickin' stonking. Right, so here we go, let's go on to the next one, which is the normal drum. So I'm going to put that offset to the actual kick drum, or else it might sound a little bit too in your face, but completely up to you. Oh fudge, we've run out of solar juice. Oh dear. Okay, well, I'm going to have to stick in one of those, I don't know, the other things, the biofuel reactor. But yeah, it does help if you can find an electromagnetic hotspot and build near to one of those, and you don't have to tinker around with all this madness. Here you go, so I'll put in a biofuel reactor, wrong button, and there we go. I'm going to press the right one this time. Boom! You're in! Heck yes! And now I'm going to hook up the electricity to there, and I'm just going to fill this thing up with either carbon or oxygen, just to give it the fuel that it needs to power my jukebox. There we go. Chicka-boom, we have power. Now let's go back over and we'll finish off our beat. So now I've got that in, I can actually choose different sort of drum snare type things to go in there. And so there we go. And I think that's sounding fairly good. So we're now going to move on to the old cymbal in a second. Actually, let's just tweak that a bit more. Let's go for a couple of others. Yeah, so it's all about personal taste and personal preference when it comes to all this sort of stuff. I mean, we all like different types of music. Heck yes, let's just get that how I like it to sound. And I think that's about as good as it's going to sound, I think. I think we'll stick with that. That's kind of about there, I think. Actually, no, that would do. And now let's put in the cymbals. There we go. Let's hit this one up. Cymbals. And yeah, let's put in a couple that go with the actual kick drum, I think, chums. I'm going to space it out evenly on this one, actually. Let's make this one a bit more melodic, so it carries a theme. There we are. I think that sounds about good. Great. Gravy Davy. I quite like the sound of that. That's actually sounding okay, I think, for an actual background beat. Perfect. Nice. Now, as you're layering these up, if it doesn't make your ear bleed when you've got the whole lot going at once, then you're on to a decent tune, I think, because that does help. Now, although that I've gone for having quite a fair few of these byte beats, you can actually have up to 8, all synchronized up and have 8 different tracks, and you can make different parts of the tune play out. So yeah, I'd say don't go too over the top and go too busy with it, or if you do, just have different areas of melody. Don't try and layer everything into one and just have one sort of pattern. You see there, I turned that up and it's made this melody a lot louder. So on the main melody, I have that ball to the top to make it super loud, and then my drum beats have got that differently offset. Now you can copy what you've got here and paste it straight into another byte beat machine. So if I did want to continue the melody, I can just go over here now and hit paste, boom, and there it is. It's sitting right there. Fantastic. Now I can just change the speed, or the aggregation speed and the note speed, to sort of offset this, to make it sort of sit quite pleasantly at the same sort of note. And you know what, I think that actually sounds okay. That doesn't sound too bad at all. Excellent. Brilliant. Fantastamondo. Yeah, that sits quite pretty there. And yeah, that's sounding great already. Those 3 together are quite good. Now these ones are going to be used to offset the melody. So let's see what we can do just by hitting it up. I might have to go and paste it back in again, because Because, that sounds a little bit off-key, doesn't it? That doesn't quite sit there at the moment. So yeah, let's try the aggregator. Sounds a bit too busy. Maybe if I change the synchronized note. Something to say is these sort of areas across the top here, if you change the beats per minute or you change the actual key sequence, it affects all of them right across the spectrum, this top bar here. So it's not really advisable. Let's go back to where it was. And yeah, there we go. But I'm not happy with how those notes are sitting right now. So you know what, I might just, let's just try moving them about a bit. But no, it still doesn't sound right. It sounds off. It's kind of jarring, and you're not really hearing exactly what that's doing to it when it comes to the melody. Yeah, it doesn't quite sit there, does it? Yeah, I've got it roughly at the sort of height I want in volume. I don't want this to outpace anything else, but it's the next part of the tune that I'm thinking. Perhaps it's because I can't hear it properly at the moment, but yeah, I might just bin this one and copy it over from the other one again. Yeah, it's not quite working for me. Even changing the decay hasn't done too much there. Righto. Okay, so let's just clear that back out and come back out of here. I'm just going to go back into one that I did like. So I quite like this one. So I'm going to go back into this one. Here we go. Enter into that, and let's copy this one again. So let's go over to the top. And we're just going to hit copy there. Brilliant. We're going to have that. Nice. And you see at the bottom it's got 3 and it's got 1. So I'm just sort of taking a mental note of that as well, just in case it doesn't bring over the 3 and 1. And I'm going to paste that in. Boom. It's 3 and 1 at the bottom. Nice. And we've got a dead copy of that. So all I'm going to do now is take that down a couple of octaves there and put that down as well. I think that's kind of sounding a bit better already. So yeah, that's a lower notage. So what I can do is I can use this one and parry off the other, which is quite cool. But what I could do with now inside of my spectrums, in fact, is let's use this as more of a breakdown and a build-up. So there you go, it's starting to build up. If I move that one up there, then that's quite nice. You see, I can use this as an intro. I can use this as an intro, maybe as an outro, and that would help complete my track, I think. At the moment, this is sounding like it's sitting quite pretty. I'm going to paste that back in again, and this time I'm going to move it up a little bit and take the notes up tad. There we are. I think that's sounding okay. Yeah, let's just move it to a slightly less aggregator. There we are. That sounds very cool. I like this. This is shaping up to be a nice little tune. Okay, so now to make it into a tune, if I go into the synchronizer, you can see here at the moment it's playing everything right across the spectrum. It's a shame there isn't a clear all here, because the time that I need it is here more than anything. Here you go, let's put this into there. Clear these out. Lovely. Brilliant. Let's get that out of there. And so we've got the build up at the start sorted. And it's going to take a little while for the playhead to get all the way back to the start again. So you're just going to have a little bit of silence for a bit. But here we go. So it's going to start with a drum beat. Then it's got my build up. Then it's got the melody coming in. Brill. And then I'm going to take the beat out in the middle. So you've just got the melody. That sounds cool. And then I'm going to bring the beat back in a sec. There you go. So I'll bring the beat in there. And then back in with the sort of break. Well, it's kind of like a build up, but I'm going to use it at the end. Technically, I could have done the stairway going the other way. So we've got a build up and then I've got a break down. But you know what? That kind of works okay. That's looking pretty darn snazzy. You can see there I haven't put in one of the tracks at the moment. I'm just going to see how this sounds without that other track. That other track is kind of what I would call noise, if you like. So I'm going to have a little bit of noise that sort of just makes the track sounds a little bit different at times, but it's just going to be an off noise. So there we go, this is the main melody, and that sounds okay. That's not bad at all. I'm liking it so far. So yeah, in a sec, once I put in the next bit of noise, I'd shut up so you can hear it properly all the way through. So there we go, the playhead, let's just see it move over. Yeah, I'm quite liking this. This kind of sounds how I was intending it to sound, but I'm no musician. You know, I can't remake the tune of Mario or anything. A lot of the stuff that I create sounds good by accident. So here we go, I'm going to put in the noise, and I think I'm going to put this sort of like off-stepped, like that. So there's a pattern, but not a very discernible one. Here you go, I'll shut up and I'll let it play through, and you can hear it from the start until the end. Heck yes. Righto, chums. Well, that's my ear bleeding tune, complete-amondoed. Heck yes, it is. Fantastic. You know what I could do with? I could do with a teleporter here. Should I ever need to come back here for whatever reason? But here we go. Let's put down a little teleporter so I can get back here. And I'm going to hook up the teleporter to my power. So we go. Let's go through here. Oh, I'm going to probably need some carbon nanotubes. I never have any carbon nanotubes on me. I don't think I've got any now. Yeah, I thought so. I'm going to need 2 carbon nanotubes. Right, let's go into the cargo area. Let's just create those carbon nanotubes. 1, 2, lovely. 1, 2, buckle my shoe and a teleporter I shall have. Heck yes, I will. Right, now let's get the power cable and hook that up. We have power. Go, go, Power Rangers. Heck yes. Done. Fantastic. Now I need to sort of rename my base. So let's go rename that. Sweet. Yes, I'm holding down the button. And I'm going to call this NMS. Byte beat, maybe? Is that too presumptuous? Yeah, we'll put that in there anyhow. We'll call it NMS Byte beat. Done. And save-decated, I think. Yeah, there we go. Done. Now I need to create a base screenshot, so let's see if we can get in close and get some of these byte beats in my photo. Looks like a pretty snazzy DJ booth from up here on top of the station. It's a Viking station. I don't know whether they're going to appreciate this tune, but here we go. Upload bass. There you go, my Viking friends. Lovely. So now what can you do once you've got your byte beat? So now I'm standing near to the machine. I can just go copy from Bytebeat, and it picks it up from the nearby Bytebeat machine. Because this is inside of the 905 hub, I'm going to call this 905 beat, and it should keep my NMSA Captain Steve as a prefix, which is pretty darn awesome. So it's kind of got the author name there. You can delete all that out if you want, but I quite like that. Done! And then I can add it to my playlist. Done! Just by a quick press of the button. So I can play this wherever I go now, and I can also transfer it to people from that same menu if I'm in close proximity. But there we are, chums. That's how you guys, out there in the viewerverse, yep, can make yourself a byte beat. I hope you guys try this at home. Heck yes, and until next time, people. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Heck yes. I want to say a massive, great big thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you to my backers over on Patreon and on YouTube membership. If you do want to support this channel, you could just not skip my adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or stay with Captain Steve a little bit longer and hit something on this screen. Heck yes, and there's also merch on this screen now. Awesome!